Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mortgage Heroes Weekly Podcast. I'm Andy.
I'm Will.
And today's topic is buyers are back. Buyer demand is going crazy. We're going to talk all about it. We got a couple of statistics, but also some observations locally and nationally. Let's get into it, Memo.
Well, buyers are back, just like you said. Home builder confidence is off the roof.
Yeah, comparatively to before, homebuilder confidence has just had its fifth consecutive month on the rise. Now finally hit the number 50. Now, just for context for everyone to understand really quick, the measurement is from 0 to 100.
That's right.
And 50 is considered neutral. So anything below 50 is considered pessimistic. Anything 50 or above is considered optimistic. This number has been under 50 for months, but the same months that it was under 50, it's actually been recovering and making a comeback. So this month, it just hit 50 for the first time since last year, and that means builders are back, and builders are back because the buyers are back. So there's this symbiotic relationship that is really taking hold right now.
I mean, I'm smiling like this because, they're back for a reason.
Yeah.
They see the shortage of homes.
That's right.
We are in a crisis in California.
Yeah.
And so, hey, if I'm a builder, why not go build? I already know I'm going to build it, and there's going to be plenty of buyers there waiting.
Yeah. One of the things I wanted to bring up is I was thinking about this. I was pondering, okay, what is one of the things I think is happening here? And I think one of the things is we've mentioned it a number of times on the show is that like rent is really high and rent has like gone up and up and up. But most recently, rent has started to flatline in a lot of major cities. But here's the thing. People are still paying that rent. So I think something on the buyer behavior side is saying, hey, wait a minute. If I can pay $4,000 a month for rent, then I might as well pay $4,000 a month for a place I could buy.
Yeah.
I think that's leading people towards getting their approvals.
I mean, we're here in East Lake, Chula Vista, San Diego, right?
Yeah.
2-bedroom condo, $3,800. $3,800. Mm-hmm. That is like,
right.
I don't get it.
Right.
It's just crazy.
Yeah.
But anyhow, I can see why people would just rather, hey, let me go to a new construction. Let me try to figure this out. The cool thing about new construction also is now they're actually putting solar to go with these things.
Yeah.
They're putting tankless heaters to go with these things. So if you had that water heater that burst, well, you don't have to worry about that stuff anymore.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Although what I did hear is that, it takes a little longer for, the water to warm up. I don't know if that's true. I don't have one, but, So we're hearing all those things, but I actually wanted to see that's 50% nationwide, right, Andy?
Right. Yeah. Well, the number's 50 out of 100. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I actually went to check and see what the builder confidence is here in San Diego, and it was a whopping 85%.
Oh wow, 85% are confident.
Cinco.
Wow.
Ocho Cinco builders are confident in the future in the local market.
That makes sense. I mean, that makes sense. We talked about San Diego being kind of landlocked a little bit.
Yeah.
You got the water on one side, you got the border on the other, and then North County, you got Camp Pendleton, and then there's you got to drive all the way to Orange County. But so I even recognized the other day on Olympic Parkway, actually specifically, they're still grading, and there's an entire development happening south of Olympic, closer to the 805 freeway.
Yeah. So Andy, they're so confident. I actually have 2 open escrows in Lemoore assisting 2 active military clients, and I connect with the listing agents there, and they're like giving no incentives, Andy. I mean,
really?
They're limiting their incentives. So they were giving, as of the end of this month, they're going to stop giving a $5,000 incentive to the realtor, whoever brings their buyer in.
Oh, like the commission.
Commission. Before you used to pay like a 2%, whatever percent. Now they kind of condensed it down to being a $5,000.
Just a flat fee.
Flat fee, right? At the end of this month, it's only going to be a $2,000.
So they're reducing. Wow.
Correct. And then get a load of this. Mainly here in Chula Vista, you'll see the new builders giving like some type of closing cost incentive, upgrade incentive, whatever they might be. There, none.
Wow.
There's just zero.
Wow.
For both the clients that I have right there, like they're just, and I talked to the builders, like the listing agents, like, hey, what kind of incentive will you guys are willing to give? The builder's giving nothing. There's no need.
That's crazy. I think part of it that's driving this and is rate reality. I think that's one of the things that people are coming to terms with is like, okay, we have the inflation conversation on one side. We talk about all this other stuff economically, but I think the rate reality is settling in, and we've been in this like sideways moving rate environment now for months. Yeah. The Fed's been raising their rate, but the mortgage market is kind of like stalled out. It was in its highs in the summer and fall of 22. And then it's kind of like came down a little bit at the beginning of 23. And that's also when we started seeing the prices kind of stop declining, like that soft correction.
Yes.
But then they're like on the way back up at the same time that rates have like settled in too. So it's not by chance, I don't think. And I think buyers are like, okay, well, look, this is the way it's going to be. If I'm going to pay $4,000 for rent, so I'm adding all these things together, right? If I'm going to pay $4,000 for rent, the rate market isn't changing, prices have stopped declining, I either got to get in or I don't.
Yeah. It's that simple.
Yeah.
But going back to this, builders' confidence, it's up there. You know, I almost feel like it's a mafia, right? Like they got together a few years ago and said, hey, let's not build as much because we don't know what's going to happen. 2008, a lot of us lost everything.
Oh, 100%.
Right? And so do we want to repeat that or do we want to learn from that? So let's gather all of us together and let's just not build as fast, kind of like take our time and let's just see how we go. Right now, I feel like now it's time to go. It's go time.
Well, on that side of the fence with the builders specifically, I saw also that like lumber prices have significantly come down from their crazy highs from like two summers ago. Yeah, when it was just like bonkers. I don't know if it was, I want to say it was like $1,100 or $1,200. I was like, wait, what? Yeah. highest lumber prices ever. So that has eased, which I think is maybe bolstering some of that builder sentiment.
Yeah, exactly. Bit. I mean, I don't know what's going on out there. Our lumber was stuck on these ships. You know what I mean? That's when we're going through that whole COVID thing.
Yeah, it was demand was also driving price, and it's like
that's it. Another interesting thing that I want to do was I wanted to check out in Chula Vista because obviously I'm here. There's a lot of land. You just mentioned that they're grading it. I wanted to pull how many homes are being built, and currently it says as of March of 2023, there are currently 9,642 homes under construction in San Diego.
Wow.
Okay. That is down from 10,163 from last year.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm like, okay, let me check it out. Let me see about Chula Vista. Let me put that. So according to Chula Vista Planning Department, there are currently 1,169 homes being built. And it's actually higher. This is up from 1,089 last year, which is kind of crazy. That's telling us the confidence, right? So if I'm building more right now, it's because I feel like I'm going to sell a lot more.
Well, and people I think are, obviously, so on the planning side, you're seeing, okay, builders making the commitment, pulling permits and building. Yeah. And then on the buyer side, you see people making the decision, okay, I'm going to stay in this place. I'm going to live in San Diego. I'm going to live in Chula Vista. I'm going to live in wherever. Okay, well, I might as well own while I'm here. And obviously that's going to drive that number.
Exactly.
But I'm going to go back to the story you and Brian told in the last episode where Brian had a buyer beat out 30 other offers, or they were one of 30, I think.
Correct.
And you had one that was one of 5. And that leaves all these people whose offers were unaccepted out looking still. Yeah. And so that demand has like this domino kind of cascading effect where they're still motivated, even though they're unaccepted, which means there's still going to be people looking.
Oh yeah. The average seller is going to receive 5 offers. That's the average.
Yeah.
No matter what. That's pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. That gives a lot of, options for the seller. Like, let me pick and choose right here.
Yeah. You know, actually, I'll tell you something I didn't think about before the show, but I was having a conversation with a bankruptcy attorney recently, and he said that there's a lot of conversation happening around, the bankruptcies are going to be crazy, and consumer debt is crazy, and, there's more car loans with $1,000 payments than ever before, and credit card limits, and da-da-da. And he's like, but the people that are in that situation that own homes are sitting on tons of equity and can sell to avoid the bankruptcy. And so this whole mass foreclosures, mass bankruptcies, it may be partially true eventually, but the equity, I think, might save the day.
Absolutely. This is a different market, Andy, way different than what we experienced back in 2008, all that stuff. A lot of people want to make it seem as if it's going to be the same, but it's not. It's different. It's just different. Right now, we're facing a shortage of homes, and it's simple economics, right? Mm-hmm. So, If there's high demand, low supply, it's like supply and demand. It's that simple.
So so you're getting people in homes right now. Like,
Yes.
what is it? What are they doing? What's the intention behind them buying a house? Are they just sick and tired of renting? Are they staying here for the long term? They having a family? Like, what circumstances are driving them in the front door to buy a house?
Yeah. I mean, the biggest thing right now that's driving them is my finances are in place. I don't have a lot of debt. I want to see what I'm qualifying for, and I want to get into something now. Okay. I foresee that in the future, the cons are going to be prices of homes continue to go up. Interest rates continue to go up because we don't know. That's uncertain. So they're trying to beat the game. Instead of chasing the game, they're trying to beat it and just get in and settle in now.
Yeah.
And they have to change the higher rents, all that other stuff that goes on with that. They're just saying, let's take the opportunity that we have now.
Yeah.
We do see homes going up, so we might as well just lock it down now before they go higher.
Are these mostly like families? Are these working professionals, business owners, or kind of like?
Well, a little. We work more with military, so we're doing a lot more military for that, and obviously they're PCSing from other states here, and the way they're looking at it, before I get into military housing and everything, I'm gonna have to wait. I might as well just start looking for something.
Yeah, well, that the adjusted BAH for San Diego is a lot higher correct. Too. So that makes that.
I mean,
a
couple of my clients are on the ship, so limited access, right? Because their computers, they can't send a lot of personal stuff, so they're just sending however we send it. When they pour it, it's like, all right, where's my Starbucks or where's my, and let me just send whatever I can send now. So those are the things we're looking at right now.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, one of the things I wanted to share here was I also asked, I wanted to check and see when was the most homes being built? What year? And you want to take a guess what year that was?
In Chula Vista or San Diego?
In Chula Vista.
In Chula Vista, I want to say that was 2003.
Dang, you're pretty close. Missed it by 3 years.
It was 2006. Oh, 2006.
Yeah, 2006 was the highest. And the reason
I almost guessed that.
Yeah.
Do you know why I said 2003? Was because the west side of Otay Ranch, a lot of those were built in 2001, 2, and 3. So I thought that was like it.
I
was gonna say 2006 because it was right before everything fell apart.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the reason for that is because the economy was flourishing.
Yeah.
Everything was great. Yeah. Like builders felt confident with everything that was going to go out. Little did they know 2008 was on the horizon, right?
Right.
But that's the same sentiment that builders have right now. It's just that consumer confidence, and it's very different than before. Before it was a whole mortgage meltdown. This time around, we'll see what they call it.
Yeah, and I know that there's been some I've watched online and some news shows like beat up builders like, oh, they're playing keep away from inventory and they're slow to let inventory. But at the same time, like, again, I'm not going to defend builders, but at the same time, it's like, labor costs are high. Material costs are higher. Yes, we're less people looking for homes in the fall of 2022 than there are right now. I mean, we hit the peak of mortgage rates in the summer and fall. And it's also the fall coming into the winter when you look at the nation, a lot of the country's cold and people are not moving and buying or building in November, December, January, February. So it doesn't surprise me. Again, I'm not trying to defend builders, but it's like you have to look at it through that lens a little bit and understand that what you have here in San Diego, where it's like beautiful weather all the time, isn't how it is everywhere. So I kind of expect that, there's an easing in the number and that it's returned from the trenches right now. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So I think so too. Hey, the great thing with new builders too, I purchased a couple of properties that were new. It feels good to be the first one to pick your paint, pick the flooring, pick certain things. And then the most interesting thing was like going to the room layout. And if you're buying a new home, go into those rooms and see, where am I going to put that TV? Start placing your cabling right there. I was looking at when it was just the 2x4s, before the drywall came into place. I went in there and I didn't even know where anything was going to be at. Yeah. It's just crazy what drywall does after that. Yeah. But that's my biggest things is, hey, I put fans, making sure everything was just had ceiling fans, and the upgrade would be like $100 or $200 for that. Yeah. It's still worth it.
Yeah, it's good.
It's worth it. You know what I mean? And so that's my advice is, you're buying a new home, make sure you're putting everything in that place. Go into it and really visualize yourself laying there, or where would you like a TV, etc.
Yeah. Well, I think that, so envisioning that future for people and future pacing themselves, getting prepared, getting your documents in order, doing actually the legwork and the vision like you're talking about, all that stuff matters. And I think we're going to probably see an extended spring and summer buying season because of the aforementioned. There's 29 people still left looking on that one deal Brian had, and 4 people left looking on the one. That's going to like extend our seasonality of spring and summer buying. So as long as there's inventory there that are of existing home sales, or we got new builds, and you have that kind of overlapping season, I think we could probably see some surprising sales numbers coming out of summer of 2023.
No, I agree. You know what's crazy, Andy, is back in 2003 to all that, when all this Eastlake was being built, I felt like there was a lot more construction, but looking at the numbers, we're not that far off. Right now in what they're building, because they were building, the highest built was 1,183, where we're currently at 1,169
annualized.
Correct.
So, wow, that's the same.
Yeah, it's pretty darn close. You know what I mean? That's what's expected to be built on in 2023 versus when was the highest year that homes were built for new home builders? Wow. 2006. It was only a 20
so it's almost difference. The same.
Yeah, it's correct.
Wow, that's crazy.
But yet it doesn't feel like when we're driving, like there's all this build out is happening.
And you know what? And there's got to be more coming too, because I saw the article about the Millennia School of Cinematic Arts and Creative Arts coming, and I know there's some biotech stuff coming down there still in the next 5-10 years in the master plan. And then you have the Bayfront project, which is happening. I think there's like 2,000 or almost 3,000, somewhere in that range, 2,000 to 3,000 residences being built as part of the Bayfront. Yeah. So I know there's the hotels and there's restaurants and all that stuff too, but there's going to be residences built around there too. Yeah. So that's going to all count towards city growth. Yeah.
When you're driving by that 5 freeway, it feels kind of weird seeing cranes out there. Is. It's like, I never seen cranes in Chula Vista.
Yeah. Yeah, and I saw someone say that right now, that building, that project is the largest hotel currently being built in the United States right now.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's happening here
in Chula Vista of all places. Andy, let's think. What's the highest building here in Chula Vista? The tallest building that we have.
I don't even know.
I think it's Mitch Compton's building that he owns in Bonita, right? It's like 10 stories. I think that may be the one.
That's hilarious.
Right?
I don't know. I actually don't know.
I mean, thinking about that, seeing the cranes over there, when will we see here in Chula Vista?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Well, maybe the hospital.
Yeah, but aside from that, though, that was a long time ago. But also just the fact that there's that little of building happening across the country, that our project here in our backyard would be the largest or currently the tallest building being built under construction. Yeah, that's a little weird. Yeah, but hey, I'll take it.
Hey, I think I'm just blabbering away now. You know what I mean? But all right. The numbers don't look too bad in comparison to before. I thought they were a lot worse than what it was. But obviously, once you do your due diligence and see the data doesn't lie. It's there,
I'll put it this way. When sentiment was in the 30s and sentiment is in the low 40s, getting a 50 is really awesome, and it's going in the right direction. And the builders are showing up with their material, with their people, with their resources, and they're building, grading dirt, and making more homes. I'm really excited about this. This is exciting to me.
Yeah. Yes. I'm excited. Just we need homes in order for us just to all stay busy.
Well, yeah, that's true. And people got to have somewhere to live anyway. So,
and that's exactly right. Yep. People need homes to live in.
Yep. Well, if you're a buyer that's listening to this conversation or watching this conversation and you're looking to get qualified to buy a house, you can contact William here at the office. You can send a DM, shoot a comment on this video, or reach us directly so we can help you get qualified to buy a house and maybe a brand new build or an existing home, whichever suits your needs.
Yeah, the great thing is we have experience. I've been in a new home, so I can kind of give some pointers there, point you in the right direction.
Yep.
So
awesome. Well, good conversation today. Thank you for talking with me about buyer demand, and we'll be back with another awesome show next week. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then.
We'll see ya.